Having grown tired of Romero's crap, I've decided to pursue a much more important quest. Team trees is a big thing right now. We're trying to save the planet out here. Trees are important, but can we kill things with them? Wooden swords are literally the worst item in Minecraft. The only bit of damage that thing does is maybe when you give somebody a splinter, whereas one of the best weapons in hypixel skyblock is literally forged from a dead dragon, the aspect of the dragons. So what's gonna hurt more? A splinter or a sword made of diamond and dead dragons? Let's find out, shall we? Welp, somehow we've ended up back here again, except this time there is no Romero to be seen. Thank the Lord, dude. Instead, we are here for something much more important. We're here to speak to the master tactician to find a way to waste even more of our co-op's money. Because this dude sells two pretty cool items. First of all, he sells a tactician sword, which actually has pretty decent stats. That 20% crit chance is pretty insane for a sword. And he also sells the wood singularity that adds 100 strength to any wooden sword. Some of you may have already seen my co-op member's video where he applied the wood singularity to an aspect of the Jerry's and was able to one-shot zealots. So of course, I had to one-up him. I mean, that man just bought a 50 mil Midas, a fully level 6 enchanted buck, and an aspect of the Jerry upgrade. So we're just gonna do him one better. Here we have everything we need for the wood singularity. Here are our 10 hot potato bucks. Here is our tactician sword. And here is probably the most beautiful book you will ever lay your eyes upon. This is worth about 10 million coins or something crazy. And here is the rest of our enchants. Palika buying all of those items really put a dent in our account. I mean, bear in mind we were at like 65 mil a couple days ago, which is kind of sad, but sorry boys, we're just gonna go a little bit more broke thanks to this. This is truly important content though, okay? I am literally about to have the strongest wooden sword in hypixel skyblock. Nobody will even be able to get close to this. Also, rip to all of that enchanted wood. Not like that took me 2 hours to buy or anything. So, as I mentioned, the tactician sword actually has pretty sick stats, but it actually gains stats depending on how many combat collections you have at level 7 or above. Now, I have 10 above level 7. As you can see, I have slime ball 7, but for some reason, that's not counting. So we've got some slime minions down to level that up a little bit to get 10 out of 10 on this thing. But let's just see how much damage this does without the singularity, with no enchant, with nothing. And come on, skeleton, let me hit you. 7k damage from a wooden sword? Are you kidding? That's actually amazing. What? Plus, that 20% crit chance is overlooked as heck, dude. I mean, my spicy aspect of the dragons only gives me an extra 1% crit chance, so another 20 actually takes me all the way up to 100% crit chance with no potions. Alright, let's apply our first upgrade and see how much damage this thing does now. Plus 100 strength, that's actually nutty, dude. Our sword is officially dummy thick, dude. Hello, Mr. Spider, how much? 10k damage? Who does this guy actually think he is? Like, your arrows literally do nothing to me, dude. But, well, you make a good test dummy. So, 10,000 damage. That does more damage than my Reaper Falcon did at the start. And we all know how good that sword is, dude. I actually think we're onto something special here. This video actually high-key started as a meme. I was not expecting this to actually be a decent sword. But now I'm actually super excited to see what this thing can do. And I'm not gonna lie, it hurts to use this book on a wooden sword. That is one beautiful book. Every level 6 and level 4 enchant all in one place. And it's going on a wooden sword. I am so sorry, Skyblock. And let's get the rest of the enchants on there. I could have done it in one anvil use for the flex, but I didn't want to risk smite going on there instead of the sharpness 6. That would have been an L. And I didn't even have to use the Titanic XP bottle. So hot potato book time. Okay, those stats are pretty ridiculous. Rusty, my man, how are you doing once again? Always coming in clutch with that telekinesis. I appreciate you. I almost feel bad taking more of our co-op's money, but after realizing that Yuso just spent 1.5 mil on his aspect of the Jerry's, I think this is justified. I wish I could reforge this into a dummy thick tactician sword. There we go. Oh, that is looking good, man. Once I get that to 10 out of 10, this is gonna be something special. And for the final damage test, I figured I'd come to the end because for some reason this is where everybody comes. So we'll start off with our weakest sword, the aspect of the end. That does 15,000 damage. I didn't even realize it did that much. I just called that my weakest sword. But anyway, let's do our Reaper Falchion next. This does 20,000. My Aspect of the Dragons next. That does 33,000. And finally, the Thick Tactician Sword does... Oh, and the server lagged. Awesome timing. Thank you, hypixel. Well, that ruined my dramatic moment, but 31,000. You know, from a wood sword, that is actually amazing, but I was high-key hoping it would actually be better than my Aspect of the Dragon, so I could sell this thing off and actually, you know, make some of that money back. But it actually does 2k less damage than my Aspect of the Dragons, which is still incredible for a wooden sword, but my heart's kind of crushed, I'm not gonna lie. Even the level 6 enchants couldn't carry this thing. But still, who am I to complain? I mean, I have to remember that this is literally a wooden sword. It is made out of trees. It is the worst sword in the game, and it's actually comparable to my Aspect of the Dragons. To be honest, I might just main this anyway for the weird flex. Also, my collections are still 9 out of 10, so my sword will do 230 damage once I level up those slime minions a little bit, which might actually tip me over the edge. And technically, this thing is more powerful than my Aspect of the Dragons anyway, because my crit chance with the Aspect of the Dragons is only 82%, whilst with this, it is 100% with no potions. So I'm too lazy to drink potions. Having all of my hits be crits with no pots sounds like a dream come true. If I really wanted this thing to do mad damage, I could literally ditch every single one of my godly and zealous talismans and just reforge every single one to itchy, just because I purely do not need crit chance with this thing, but I wouldn't consider myself that sweaty. So there you go. If you can't be bothered to get a pigman sword or an Aspect of the Dragons, you can have a wooden sword that pretty much does the same damage and will only cost you 10 million coins like the rest of those swords. So I'd honestly rather get those, unless you want the clout points. Now my island has 2 members who have spent way too much time and way too much money on useless wooden swords, and we wonder why we're going broke. Thinking of everything I could have done with those level 6 bucks actually breaks my heart a little bit. Guess how much damage my wooden sword does. 13,000, 22k, 10k, 40k, 34. That guy is actually stupidly close, but I think we're about to surprise a fair few gamers. It does 31k. 31k from a wood sword, dude, and this guy is trying to steal my thunder. Let me have my moment, dude. Well, I think it's official. I think this is the strongest wooden sword in Hypixel Skyblock. I'm sure there's somebody out there with collections 10 out of 10, but surely nobody else is crazy enough to have level 6 enchanted it, so I'm taking the throne for now. Contest me if you so please. Just try and take it from me. Welp, my time has come. I won't be needing you anymore, old friend. It was nice knowing you. You've carried me through so many bosses, through thick and thin, but unfortunately you've pretty much been defeated by a not even maxed out wooden sword, and I did spend 10 million on this thing. I do need to make all of that money back before my co-op kick me, so oh, this actually hurts to do. I can't look. This is literally like breaking up with a new lover just for someone who's a million times hotter. Like, it's so morally wrong in every single way, but oh, it's gone. It's gone.